Welcome back, college football fans and Hawkeye fans everywhere, to another episode of the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog. I'm your usual host, Blair Parks. It's great to be back with you once again. Here it is, Monday afternoon, the 24th of November. It's Thanksgiving week, which via the college football season, that means it's rivalry week. I've got plenty to talk about that, but I'm going to do that a little bit later in the week. I want to wait to see how tomorrow night's updated college football playoff rankings come out before I kind of go in depth with what's on the line coming this Friday and Saturday with some of these big rivalry games. But I want to share with you with what I've got on tap for you today. This is going to be a very short episode. Give me 10, maybe 12 minutes max. And if this is your first time with me here in the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog, this is all about you. I want to find more college football fans just like you. My goal is to share my love and passion for all things college football with you, my fellow college football brothers and sisters, but I want to get the conversation and the banter going. So I will go ahead and get this started, but it is pivotal and vital for you to get involved. I always welcome, encourage, and want your participation. Hit me up in the comments section to what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So please like, share, rate, subscribe, anything that you're able and willing and wanting to do to help the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog channel grow. It would be much appreciated. But this is what I got on tap for you today. Being the final regular season week of this year's college football season, it's also Heisman Trophy time, all right? And we're coming down to the wire. The suspects that are on everybody's radar, individuals like Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia, Marcel Reed, Jeremiah Smith, Julian Sayin. We know about these guys. These cats absolutely have earned all of the publicity, the hype, and the accolades to this point. They have. These are all legitimate Heisman Trophy finalists, all right? But there's something that I've got to get off my chest, is there's one individual specifically that a lot of you do not know anything about. And this individual is deserving and needing, and he has earned the right to get into that conversation. Now, not necessarily, I'm not saying this individual should win the coveted Heisman Trophy award, but when you look at what this award represents, to me, it represents throughout the college football nation, right? These individuals who are up for this award should be the most impactful, most valuable, most electric, and most dynamic football players across this great nation, regardless of the team that they play for, all right? If this is FBS Division I football, whether it's Power 4 football or Group of 6, I don't care. It should be who is the best player or players in college football and what it's become, all right? And I think that it's blatantly obvious what this award has become. And let's just make it official, all right? Let's just rename this award the best player on the best team or one of the best teams. That's what it is, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that, all right? A great player is deserving of those accolades and the publicity, right? But then again, every winner of this award, they've got a pretty legitimate cast of characters around them, okay? And a lot of individuals and cats who are just as impactful and as important never get the credibility they deserve because their teams maybe that are a little bit off the cuff. They're not really in the race for the big prizes, or maybe they play at one of the Group of 6 teams in conferences, and I'm sick and tired of that. The Heisman Trophy Award, just like preseason polls, need to stop being beauty contests, okay? Especially preseason polls. It keeps on being, well, we're really going to rank you based on the season you had previously, which more than likely you're probably not going to be able to duplicate that. But it really comes down to the name on your jersey and the symbol on your helmet, okay? And I'm going to tell you this person's name. And I've looked inward. Trust me on this. I am not a Homer Simpson. You cut me open, I bleed black and gold, okay? But first and foremost, I am a college football fan. And I do not want to sound biased, but I'm sorry. There is one individual, all of us Hawkeye fans know who he is. Most of you Big Ten Conference fans know who he is. And some of you have a good idea, or you've heard of this individual, you've seen the highlights. But Kaden freaking Wetjen, Iowa's kick return specialist / wide receiver, he should get an invite to NYC. He is one of the most impactful, dynamic, and valuable players to any team in the nation. All right, now I get it. He's on the Iowa Hawkeye squad. So some of you are saying, yeah, okay, he's being a little homer. He's living in his glass house, right? But let me share these stats with you, okay? Now, before I do this, this is why I'm going to say Kaden Wetjen deserves to get the invite. Probably not win the award, but this is why he needs to get invited, to get some sort of namesake, get him out there, okay? Recently, we've had a few individuals who are very impactful that play on really good teams, but maybe not are on the greatest teams out there in college football, right? Like recently, a few years ago, we had Aiden Hutchinson, the stud defensive end from Michigan. He was a Heisman Trophy finalist, and deservedly so. Michigan had a great season that year. Now, a few seasons, keep rewinding the clock, going back, I believe, to 2014 or 15, you've got Christian McCaffrey out at Stanford, their running back / wide receiver. And to me, he ended up being the Heisman Trophy runner-up, but there was no doubt he was the best player in college football. He meant the most to his team or any team. I think he finished runner-up to one of the Alabama running backs, maybe Henry or Ingram. Don't quote me on that. And then you've got some other individuals who their impact was so great, they at least made the Heisman Trophy finals, right? You've got Ndamukong Suh from Nebraska, their defensive lineman, a guy who you had to double team every game, and he still made a huge impact. You had to account for him. He still put up just the most impressive of all numbers under those circumstances. And way before that, you've got Orlando Pace, the stud offensive tackle from Ohio State in the mid to late 90s, who also got an invite to NYC, but did not take home the hardware, okay? You really have to go way back to find out the last time that somebody who was the best player, regardless of the team they were on, took home the trophy. That's got to be RG3 back in, 2011 or 2012? Baylor that year went 9-3, but there was no doubt he was the best player in all of college football. It's been that long since we can say, yep, the best player, regardless of the team, took home the award. It's been a long time, all right? And this is what Kaden Wetjen has done, all right? These are the stats from this year and this year alone, being Iowa's kick returner and wide receiver. 2005, he has 4 kick returns on the season, 3 of the punt variety, 1 kickoff, and also included in that, he does have 2 rushing touchdowns, I believe, this season as well. I want to just verify. Yep, he has 2 rushing touchdowns for Iowa this season. And also, on the receiving end, he does have, I believe, 1 receiving touchdown as well. So right there, you've got 7 touchdowns this individual has directly accounted for. Now, that's not many. I get what some of you are saying, but I really want to focus on his accolades and performance as a kick returner, okay? The 1 kickoff return he had, 100 yards. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, okay? And as a kick returner, as a kickoff guy, you look at the amount of attempts that he's had, it's been very little. Because last year, this guy really kind of surprised people, did Kaden Wetjen. They didn't really know a lot about him. And that's even more impressive. This is really only his second year in this role for Iowa. I mean, the guy didn't get a scholarship until just right before the kickoff of this current season. It's a great story what Kaden Wetjen has done at Iowa. All right. So for the kickoff attempts, he's only had 12 attempts all season. The previous season, he had 26. So that proves right there what I said. Teams know about him. They just aren't kicking to him anymore. So in 12 attempts, he's racked up 356 yards with that one touchdown. That averages 30 yards per kickoff return. I mean, that itself is sick. All right. Now, when you look at the punt return attempts, it's even more impressive. Last year, as the Iowa's punt returner, he had 29 attempts. Now, Iowa still does have 2 games remaining. They've got this coming Friday against Nebraska and then the bowl game, so he will have some more attempts. But as of now, he has only 19 punt return attempts on the season compared to 29 the previous year, because once again, teams know who he is, but with 19 attempts, he's taken 3 to the house, as I already mentioned, but has that's been for 538 yards. That is 28 yards average per punt return. That right there could immediately flip the field or immediately set up your offense for a score, for your special teams for a field goal attempt, set your offense up, for a great attempt to get some points before they even step 1 foot on the field. This guy is completely legit, all right? Now, the Heisman Trophy ballots have to be in, I believe, by the end of this weekend. They are submitted before conference championship weekend, so he has one more game to really announce and say, you know what, I'm deserving. And if he does return one kickoff this week, this Black Friday at Nebraska, for his fifth kick return, he's got to be there at NYC. He has to be there. He has deserved it, and he is more. It just blows my mind. I can't even find the words for what awards have become anymore in all levels of sports. Okay. But Kaden Wetjen should be there. He's deserving of the accolades, the publicity. He's done it. And it shouldn't matter who you play for or, hey, are you still alive to play for the big prizes or not? All right. Compared to a quarterback, the quarterbacks I just mentioned, Diego, Pavia, Fernando Mendoza, Marcel Reed, right? Those guys, they get an attempt each and every time they're on the field. A quarterback touches the ball every play, when a kick returner does not. I shared that with you. 19 punt return attempts for 3 touchdowns, 12 kickoff attempts, and he's taken 1 back to the house. So he has made the most out of his chances. And nobody can say otherwise to basically to change my opinion on that. And once again, I need to hear from you. I know a good amount of you will completely agree with me, and some of you will not. That's totally fine. I can't wait, and I need to hear from you all. So please, light up the comments section. Like, share, rate, subscribe, and exercise your college football voice. Get involved. I can't wait to hear from you. And the last thing I want to say about, regardless of the team you play for, right, or the conference you're in, talent is talent, all right? Back in 2021, here on this channel, I lobbied hardcore for Western Kentucky's quarterback, Bailey Zappi, to get to NYC. And here's why. You might say, yeah, he played for Western Kentucky. Yes, they are Division I FBS football, but the competition. But the guy still set a records that year for most passing yards in a season and most touchdown tosses in a season. And both of those records are still standing. Think if this guy played at Ohio State with the receiving core they have year in and year out, or at Alabama, or at Oregon, right? Think of the numbers he could have put up there. Talent travels. It correlates to anywhere you go. And right now, Bailey Zappi is still in the NFL. He's right now the number 2 quarterback for the Browns behind Shedeur Sanders. So he actually might get back in here really soon, and he has previous starts and wins at the NFL. All right, so I'm tired of saying, well, it's the competition. No, talent's talent. And Kaden Wetjen has it. He crosses all T's, dots all I's for why he should be right there with the nation's best in NYC with an opportunity to hoist the Heisman Trophy Award or the Beauty Contest Award. Like I said, to the best player on the best teams only. That's the only ones that we're going to give props to or go ahead and pay attention to or publicize or advertise. That's it. And that's not fair, all right? That is not the way it should be or needs to be. So I'm starting a movement. Get Wetjen to NYC, all right? Let's do it. I want to hear from you. It's great to be back with you. I'll be back in a couple days to further break down what's at stake for some college football potential participants here in Rivalry Week. You don't want to miss it. So once again, comment, like, share, subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your work day or your school day. And I'll talk to you soon on the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog. And as always, go Hawks. See ya.